Welcome to Storywork. My name is Devin Madson, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 most important steps to professional self-publishing. Self-publishing is when an author chooses to publish their own work at their own expense, independent of any publisher of any size. And thanks to Amazon, it's really big and open to any man, woman, dog, protozoa, chimpanzee. It's unregulated. There's no quality control. There are no gatekeepers. And that is what makes it attractive to a lot of authors. This is also the reason why we get a lot of really shit self-published books. 90% of everything is shit. But with self-publishing, it's kind of more like 95% or 97% of everything is shit. So let's look at 5 steps you can take to make sure that your book doesn't get included in the 97% of everything is shit box. Step 1, write well. Okay, so this one seems rather obvious, but it is also really important. It doesn't matter how much talent for storytelling that you are born with, you still need to work at your craft. It takes practice, hours and hours of practice, days and weeks and months and years of practice. You'll probably write lots of really terrible things before you write anything good, and that's okay. Any good writer knows that you never stop learning. Step 2, beta readers. A beta reader is like a test subject. They are the person who is going to read your story before it is entirely finished. These can be friends or family, but there is an inherent problem with asking someone you know to read your work. They're often not honest, and it's because they don't want to upset you. Of course, if you have a family member or a friend who knows what they're talking about and who you can trust to be entirely honest, even if they have to tell you that it is the shittest book they've ever read and has no redeeming features, then go ahead and call on them. Always remember that constructive criticism is far more useful than any amount of praise. Step 3, be sure it's ready. This one I really can't stress enough. Most authors, okay, all of us, have at some stage written something that just made us glow, sure that we had just penned the most amazing story ever written and people only needed to read it to fall in love with our amazing characters and blah, 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 boring. If you self-publish a book before it is ready, you are selling that book short. You are selling yourself short, and you are ultimately damaging your reputation. And as a self-publisher, you need that reputation. If you love your story and you love your characters, then don't throw them out into the world half-dressed. Make sure that everything you want in there is there. Because I can guarantee that half of that beautiful story you think you've written in that first or that second draft has been left behind in your head. Number 4, get an editor now. So this editor thing, I hope you have one of these. Or if you don't have one, that you're planning on getting one because you need one. This step isn't optional. Even if you are a fully trained editor yourself, you still can't do this job on your own work. You need fresh eyes. At the very least, you need to have an editor proofread for spelling and grammatical errors. Even better to have one that will work with you through the structural and line edits as well, especially if you're new to this or you're still learning. Step 5, hire a professional artist or designer. We've all heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. But who the hell doesn't? Advertisers have spent years studying different shapes and fonts and colors and how they affect the human brain so that they can use this to make us buy stuff that we don't need. Technically, your book is something we don't need, so you need to use the same principles. So unless you are a fully trained artist or designer, don't for a minute think you can do this shit for yourself. There are hundreds of thousands of books out there vying for every reader's attention. A cover made in Microsoft Paint isn't gonna cut it. You need your book to look as good as something that one of the big 5 publishers would put out. Otherwise, why is anyone going to take a risk reading you? Even the shittest book will continue to sell well if it has an amazing cover. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in more information on this subject or any of the other topics I've covered in my videos, then click on the link in the description below and check out my website. And join me next week when I will be talking about adverbs. The dreaded adverbs. Callie, quit it. Callie, quit it. My voice is getting really croaky. Stop licking Santa's bum.